Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the world of differential pressure transmitters. We'll cover everything from installation to calibration. First off, let's quickly understand what a differential pressure transmitter is. It measures the difference in pressure between 2 points, which is crucial for applications like flow measurement, level measurement, and filter monitoring. Now, let's get to the installation. Before we start, here are the tools and materials you'll need. A differential pressure transmitter, wrenches and screwdrivers, Teflon tape, calibration equipment like a pressure calibrator and heart communicator. Let's get into the installation process. Here's how to do it step by step. We will take example of Yokogawa Model EJA130A. Step 1. Inspection before installation. When transmitter is delivered, visually check them to make sure that no damage occurred during shipment. Also check all mounting hardware are supplied. The model name and specification are indicated on the nameplate. If the reverse operating mode was ordered, reverse signal, reverse, will be inscribed in field *1. If square root display mode was ordered, SQRT is inscribed in field *2. If square root output mode was ordered, SQRT is inscribed in field *3. Step 2. Location selection. First, choose the right location for your transmitter. Following points shall be considered when selecting an installation location. Ensure it's easily accessible for maintenance. Avoid locations subject to wide temperature variations or a significant temperature gradient. Avoid installing the transmitter in a corrosive atmosphere. Select an installation site suffering minimum shock and vibration. Explosion-protected transmitters can be installed in hazardous areas according to the types of gases for which they are certified. Step 3. Mounting the transmitter. Next, mount the transmitter using the appropriate brackets or mounts. The distance between the impulse piping connection ports is usually 54 mm. By changing the orientation of the process connector, the dimension can be changed 51 mm or 57 mm. The transmitter can be mounted on a nominal 50 mm, 2-inch pipe using the mounting bracket supplied. The transmitter can be mounted on either horizontal or a vertical pipe. When mounting the bracket on the transmitter, tighten the 4 bolts that hold the transmitter. Step 4. Connecting the pressure lines. Now, connect the pressure lines. Remember, symbols H and L are shown on a capsule assembly to indicate high and low pressure side. Connect the high impulse piping to the H side and the low impulse piping to the L side. Connecting the transmitter and 3-valve manifold. A 3-valve manifold consists of 2 stop valves to block process pressure and an equalizing valve to equalize the pressures on the high and low pressure sides of the transmitter. Such a manifold makes it easier to disconnect the transmitter from the impulse piping and is convenient when adjusting the transmitter 0 point. Step 5. Electrical connections. Next, make the electrical connections according to the manufacturer's instructions. Connect the transmitter as 2-wire loop powered. Grounding is always required for the proper operation of transmitters. Step 6. Preparation for starting operation. Check that the process pressure tap valves, drain valves, and 3-valve manifold stop valves on both low pressure and high pressure sides are closed, and that the 3-valve manifold equalizing valve is opened. Open the low pressure and high pressure tap valves to fill the impulse piping with process liquid. Slowly open the high pressure stop valve to fill the transmitter pressure detector section with process liquid. Close the high pressure stop valve. Gradually open the low pressure stop valve and completely fill the transmitter pressure detector section with process liquid. Close the low pressure stop valve. Gradually open the high pressure stop valve. At this time, equal pressure is applied to the low and high pressure sides of the transmitter. Check that there are no liquid leaks in the impulse piping, 3-valve manifold, transmitter, or other components. Step 7. Configuration of transmitter. Turn on power and connect the HART communicator. Open the terminal box cover and connect the HART communicator to the supply plus and terminals. Confirm that the transmitter is operating properly. Check parameter values or change the set points as necessary. If the wiring system is faulty, communication error appears on the display. If the transmitter is faulty, self-check error appears on the display. The following parameters are the minimum settings required for operation. Measuring range, output indicator mode, operation mode. Step 8. Start operation. Follow the procedure below to start operation. 1. Close the equalizing valve. 2. Gradually open the low pressure stop valve. This places the transmitter in an operational condition. 3. Confirm the operating status. If the output signal exhibits wide fluctuations, hunting, due to periodic variation in the process pressure, use HART communicator to dampen the transmitter output signal. Step 9. Calibration of transmitter. Once installed, it's time to calibrate your transmitter. Calibration ensures accuracy in measurements. Here's how to do it. Start by zeroing the transmitter. Isolate the transmitter from the process, then apply zero pressure. Adjust the zero setting until the output reads 0. Apply reference pressures of 0%, 25%, 50%, 75% and 100% of the measurement range to the transmitter. Calculate the errors, differences between digital voltmeter readings and reference pressures, as the pressure is increased from 0% to 100% and is decreased from 100% to 0%, and confirm that the errors are within the required accuracy. Adjusting calibration settings. If you notice discrepancies, adjust the calibration settings until the output matches the input accurately. After calibration, double-check all your connections. Ensure there are no leaks and that the wiring is secure. And that's it. You've successfully installed and calibrated a differential pressure transmitter. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more tech tutorials, and let me know in the comments what you want to learn next. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.